What is your irresistible offer? What is it that keeps participants coming back over and over again? What is it that keeps participants choosing your business over the competition? My name is Chadwick, and I'm an NDIS strategic marketer, website designer, and I'm the founder of my own disability organization, Simply Stronger Supports, and I help NDIS providers to be able to get to that next level of their marketing journey and help them, encourage them to be able to promote their businesses. So today we're going to go over and look at, how to get participants in an ethical way, and choosing your irresistible offer. This is a whole roadmap that we've been looking at over time, and that we're building out a section of, over 20 videos that is going to help you understand that marketing is not just one thing. It's a whole group of things that is going to have you looking at your roadmap. And today we're down here in this irresistible offer creation, and we're going to look at our irresistible offer and participation engagement. So once you get your irresistible offer, you will know it. You will know that people will be coming back over and over again, and it's going to be able to be something that you can communicate over and over again. So what is an irresistible offer? Quite simply, it's an offer that you would have to be stupid to say no to. Okay, I know that sounds harsh, but you need to create an offer. It's not just, okay, we provide community access. It's not just, okay, we provide SEAL. It's that we have this offer that does this, this, and this, that provides this, this, and this, that is irresistible. When you put it in front of someone, when you put it in front of a support coordinator or a participant or a occupational therapist or a primary carer, whoever it is your target market, when you put that offer in front of your target market, it's something that they cannot say no to. They would be silly to say no to. Okay, so so why do we need an irresistible offer? Because it's going to take our business to the next level. It's okay, maybe you've floated through this business and you've got to a point where maybe you've got 3 clients, 5 clients, 10 clients, or you've got 1 client, whatever that is, and you've lucked out a little bit. Maybe you've met a support coordinator, or you met a referral partner that's providing some people to you. But at the point where you start to figure out, okay, these are the people that I support, and this is exactly what I know the problems that they face, and I know how I'm going to solve those problems. And now I can start to build on an irresistible offer, and we can start building and building and making that more and more and more irresistible, because it's going to help you stand out from a crowd. We talk about standing out from a crowd a lot when we're looking at marketing, because we all kind of do the same thing as far as competition. And your irresistible offer is going to be the number one thing that helps you stand out from a crowd. But we really need to be able to work. There are some elements within your irresistible offer that we need to work through in order for you to get there. We're not looking at sausage sizzlers in the park. This is not irresistible. Taking people to the movies, not super irresistible. It is a required service. People need assistance to go to the movies. They need this sort of thing, but it's not something that's going to attract people to your business, because everybody else does this sort of thing. So what is irresistible that we can create, when we're looking at offers? Okay, so the most important part is to solve a problem. So like I just mentioned before, and we've spoken about it in other videos, understanding the problems that they face, and then understanding how to solve those problems. And then we need to be able to communicate that in a way that makes it irresistible. And we can make more and more and more and more. Maybe there will be elements of it. Maybe it will be free. Maybe your irresistible offer will be completely free. Maybe it's not a price thing. Maybe we look at some other forms of value, but we'll talk about that in a second. But the most important thing is that it solves a problem. It's not sausages in the park. It's not a what a hobby farm, or whatever it is, where people come and pat goats and play with bunnies and those sorts of things. So this is not irresistible. This is just putting stuff out there, and it's not attracting our target market, because we need to be clear on who our target market is, which we've looked at in other videos. So we want to look at what's called value stacking. Now, value comes in many ways, and that's what we really want to look at. In order to be able to make an irresistible offer, in order to be able to make it irresistible, it all comes back to value. How much value can you put into your offer? That doesn't mean pricing. And in in a sector where we're capped at $67 an hour for community access and all these sort of things, with our NDIS price guide, it often doesn't mean value, because undercutting is often just going to lead to a price war, which is not going to be helpful, because $67 is not a lot of money to be able to train staff, to be able to make sure that we've got our HR in place and we're registered, and all these sorts of things that we need to be able to save money for our business. So that's not to say that you can't show some value through money, whereas we can say, hey, this is a free offer. We can hold it once a month, and this is completely free, and we're offering a huge amount of value for this free offer. And when you put that in front of a support coordinator, when you put that in front of referral partners, they just can't resist. But it has to be more than just free. It has to solve a problem. Okay, you have to really be able to communicate what they're going to get out of it for free, because even free is not free. Okay, because when you think about it, they have to give up their time, and time is really valuable to people. Okay, for me, time is massive. So often, why do we hire cleaners? Because we'd be more we don't want to give up that time. Why do we do all these sorts of things to be able to get past that sort of thing? So value stacking also can be, we're looking at what benefits are they going to get out of this. So we're going to promote community engagement, we're going to promote capacity building, we're going to promote employment, all these sorts of things. We're stacking value on top. Okay. The other thing we can look at is safety. People want to know that they're in a safe place. So be able to stack some value through, some reviews, some testimonials, be able to communicate this sort of trust. We've been in the industry for a really long time. So yeah, that's value stacking, and I'll probably save the nooks and crannies of how to value stack an irresistible offer for another video, because that's something that we can really kind of dive deep into, create another video. But just know that it doesn't always come down to money, but it does come down to the value. I can think of another example when it comes to money. When we're doing a STA, obviously STA is pretty expensive if you're going to do it one-on-one. Let's say it's about $2,200 ish, in that range for a weekday of an STA or a respite, or whatever you want to call it. Now, for people who decide that they want to do camps and they want to do these sorts of things, like I've seen people go camping, and you guys probably know I've led over 300 disability camps myself. And this sort of thing can be a good budget, because obviously it's a 1-to-4 rather than a 1-to-1. All right, so that does show some value. And when you can put something like that in front of a participant that can say, look, we can actually provide you with STA, and we can stretch your budget way further, that is definitely adding some value. But you can't, it's obviously not possible in a lot of areas. But yeah, we'll look at our next section here. So define what your target market is and what problems they're facing, in order to offering to be able to solve their offers. So yeah, who is your target market? If we're looking at providing some services for young men between age of 18 and 35 with autism, intellectual disabilities, what are the things that they like to do? They like to play video games. They like Comic-Con. They like, if we're talking like autism, intellectual disabilities, what are the things they typically like to do? There's obviously different likes for different age groups and different disabilities and all that sort of thing. So taking a good look at some of the common denominators between these things is really important to be able to figure out who your target market is, because we can't provide an irresistible offer to all people, and we can't provide an irresistible offer to all disabilities. I play Unified Basketball League, so I'm a support player. I play in a unified basketball league with autism and intellectual disabilities. We have probably, I think it's about 60 to 80. So I think there's 8 teams, somewhere in that vicinity. People with intellectual disabilities and autism. But when we're looking at who our target market is here, it's not actually people in wheelchairs. Okay, they have wheelchair basketball for that sort of thing, because it's actually really hard to play, someone in a wheelchair and someone not in a wheelchair. So Who is our target market here? It's going to be someone who's maybe physically active and able to be able to move up and down the court a little bit. And they're, obviously autism and intellectual disabilities, these types of things. So understanding who it is. And look, that's a great example of an irresistible offer. It's $10. $10 to come and do Unified League, and you've got your stage and you've provided an irresistible service that is just like, because by the time they finish, and I've seen it firsthand, these guys love it. They feel a part of a community by the time they finish. They feel a part of a family. I've had participants say, look, I feel like I've got a family here in my team. They release the serotonin every time they exercise. They release the serotonin in their brain, and they don't actually see it as exercise. They actually see it as a game and fun. They don't even think about running up and down the court or, oh, this is boring. They love it. They love the serotonin. They love being a part of this sort of thing. So how irresistible offer is it? So we can see that they're stacking value on top of each other as well. So reduce the risk by using free trials, money back guarantees, and social proof. So I spoke about that briefly a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit about money back guarantees. Obviously, that's a little bit challenging as participants, but you can still guarantee some things. We guarantee that we'll get you from here to here. Like I've seen like 8-week programs and those sorts of things with disabilities where they can guarantee, you probably guarantee their safety. You can guarantee some things like this, but just, there's a lot of different ways you can add guarantees. Social proof, obviously super important. If you've done your 8-week camp or your 8-week program with a participant or with a group of participants, you can then say, hey, look, here's the social proof. We held it last month, and it did this, and this, and it got everybody to their goals, and we were able to meet their needs. And these are things that you're able to provide in order to stack value, in order to create your irresistible offer. And stick with me, because at the end, I'm going to show you 180 different services that I've seen with irresistible offers, and I'm going to show you, and I'm happy to send you a copy of this if you just reach out to me in the comments below, and I'll send you a copy, no questions asked. So stacking bonuses to add more value. So we briefly added onto that. You can add a bonus offer as well. So if you stick with us for the full 8 weeks, we'll actually give you the first week absolutely free. So adding some bonuses onto that sort of thing can also help with these sorts of irresistible offers. Scarcity, urgency, limited spots available, exclusive access, and time scarcity. So I have definitely seen this a lot in the disability sector. Look, we've got two spots left in our 8-week program. We would love if you could be there. Or we're offering exclusive access for a limited time. We're only going to hold this once, and that's it. Things like that. Is something that's going to create some scarcity and urgency that people want to be a part of. So adding some things like this. Now, I'm not saying you have to add all of these things in here. Obviously, each situation is going to be specific and individual, and you want to assess each situation individually, but they are some elements of an irresistible offer that you're able to add to increase the likelihood of somebody signing up for your program. So before I finish, actually, I'm going to go show you this list of 180 different services that I've been collecting over the last couple of years. And I'll just share my screen here. All right, so here is my list of market setting services. I've kept it really simple and kept it on a Word document. So these are just services that I've seen over the last however long, 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. Whenever I look on Facebook, whenever I see some really cool things that I think could be turned into an irresistible offer, I put them on this list. And the purpose of this list is to get your brain flowing. I'm not saying to copy these here. I'm saying to think, okay, I can see what's kind of possible. And please note, there are some things you do have to consider. There's been a recent list that has come out. It's called the in and out list. If you want to be able to see the ins and out list on the NDIS website. It lets you know what is in and what is out. Some other things, some things that I've seen that maybe are still on this list, like cuddle therapy and these sorts of things. Some of them have been excluded, and you're not actually able to do that sort of thing. So usually it will make sure that we always come back to supporting their disabilities, to be able to support their goals, and to be able to get them to what is ever on their plan for their goals. So let's take a quick look. Obviously I've seen a lot of these things. I'm just going to scroll down. So teen animation classes, drone flying, quad bike riding, Segway. Obviously, it has to revolve around their disability. So these sorts of things are cracked down a little bit more. Comic-Con group excursions, this sort of thing can happen in a disability camp and that sort of thing. I've seen iFly, escape rooms. All these sorts of things have to come back to capacity building, to being able to create some community engagement, or a lot of this sort of stuff. When we're looking at, weekly disco nights, painting classes, Lego groups, drag cars, sewing support, so teaching people how to sew, trivia nights. I've seen makeup classes, holiday, once you get a copy of this list, if you want a copy of it, go through it, have a look at what I've seen in the past on Facebook groups and other things that other people have done. And then you can come and think to yourself. So I'll just unblack this here. You're probably wondering what was here. So write down 10 that you think of, because this is going to get your creative juices flowing, because we really want to bring back your irresistible offer, hopefully, to something that you are good at. So you're not rewriting your skill set. So you're not starting right at the beginning. Hopefully, you're able to come back to something that you're really, really good at, so that we can, not have to employ someone who's really, really good at it, or start completely again and learn that skill set. So when we look here at teen animation classes, I thought, teen animation classes would be good. Maybe I could do that for Simply Stronger Supports, for my disability organization. Quad bike riding, cool. I've actually taken disability clients on quad bike riding before. I could do that. Fishing groups, basketball. I'm a retired professional basketball player. I could definitely hold a group basketball session. I play unified basketball, like I mentioned. I could definitely do that sort of thing. So you can see I've given them a score out of 10 out of 10. So board games, school holidays, camping trips, website design. Obviously, I build websites for NDIS providers, so I could teach participants how to build a website and that sort of thing, maybe, so we can upskill and help with their capacity building. So these are sorts of things that we want to look at, not just taking people to the movies, not just taking people to the doctors. Like I said, they're a required service. People need support to go into the doctors, but these are things that you can offer them later. I often hear people get offered a 3-hour shift and they turn them down because 3 hours isn't enough. But what you don't really realize under the surface is, yes, you've been offered a 3-hour shift, but maybe a 3-hour shift isn't enough to get them to their goal, to get them to where they want to be. So when you get a closer look at what their actual goals are, you can build out programs, or you can build out, a plan around this participant, to be able to say, all right, well, I think we might actually need to use 12 hours because I see you have some extra funding there. And I think we'll be able to get to your goal quicker if we actually, make you a part of our basketball group session, or whatever it is. We can get you active, we can get you out there. This is a part of your goals. And it doesn't even feel like you're running or you're exercising. It's just fun, so I think out of this thing, I got a 5 out of 10 for animation classes, because I can't draw. So I'd have to go and hire someone. I'm not a good drawer. I'm terrible. I don't know what happened in kindergarten, but I can't draw. So I'd have to go hire someone who is actually an artist, and to be able to come in and provide those sort of supports. While I could provide the support, they would have to be able to teach. Quad bike riding, there'd be some elements of risk there that I would have to look into. So there's a lot of red tape that I would have. So starting that sort of thing, I think would probably be a 7 out of 10. So it's probably not the easiest thing to get off the ground. The same thing goes if you want to start doing, like, if we do look at the teen animation classes, we'd also have to hire a center. We'd have to have somewhere. We'd have to get pens, pencils, all these sorts of things. It's not something that we could just kind of get the ball rolling and test the market and really start to try some things. So we'd actually have to hire a center. Snow escapes, we'd have to have snowboards. We have to do all that sort of thing. So there would be a level of skill set that we would need to learn to be able to get us to that point. So I know basketball group sessions. I've held many basketball camps for people living without a disability, and I actually just held one a couple of weeks ago for someone with a group of people with a disability. So I know that I could do this. And I did do this. So I know that I could actually achieve this. So I gave that a 10 out of 10 because I knew it would be the quickest to market, and it would be really. I think I could make that my irresistible offer. I could stack value on top of it. I could add some guarantees, and I could I could provide it for free, even if that's what I wanted to do. I could provide it for free so that we can get. And why you might be thinking, why am I providing this sort of stuff for free? Because right now you're probably sitting there with no clients or a handful of clients, and you're thinking, man, I want to go spend 10 grand on Google ads. I'm going to go spend 10 grand on Facebook ads or whatever it is, even more, 20 grand on Facebook ads, Google ads, those sorts of things. But what if you just offered a free event once a month, once a week, once a fortnight, and didn't go putting all that money and provided some value to people's lives and built relationships and provided something that was super unique and gave you your stage where you could then perform, where people could see you? Because what I know right now that you're sitting here watching this is that you really care about starting this business and you really care about people with a disability. But right now, the market doesn't know that you care. The people with disabilities don't know that you care. So how are we going to do that? We're going to create an irresistible offer. I'm going to put that in front of our target audience. And sometimes it might have to start out free. Now, that doesn't mean we can't transfer to a paid offer. And that also doesn't mean that if you've already got your target audience and you've got some support coordinators in your area, or OTs, I keep going back to support coordinators. There's a lot of other referral partners than that. So if you've already got them, maybe you can launch as a paid program straight away. But the other thing is, if we're looking at group programs, that sort of thing, they're not super profitable. They're hard to, it does come down to a quantity thing. But if you've got that group there, if you've got a group of people that you meet with and you build relationships, and that's what it always comes back to, the fast way to grow your business is through relationships in the NDIS. If you've got a group there that you can start building those relationships, then you can figure out the problems that they face on a daily basis. Then you can say, hey, let's do some one-on-one community access for 5 hours on a Friday. Okay. So that's where you can start to say, because a lot of the time participants don't know how to get from A to B, and that's our job. Don't feel bad about pitching when the time is right. Don't feel bad about offering, hey, look, I can get you to your goal, but I can't do it with 3 hours. Is there room in your package for us to say, hey, let's do it on a Friday or a Saturday or whatever, and actually do 5 or 6 hours or a bunch of 3-hour shifts or whatever that is, so that we can get you to your goal. Because sometimes 3 hours is unrealistic for it, or sometimes 3 hours is realistic, and there are actually some more underlying problems that we want to try and solve for the participant and for the people that we support, so that we can get them closer to their goals. So yeah, I hope all that's made sense and you're able to get some value out of that. I think that's a really useful and helpful tool to be able to use. And if we just move on to our next slide, that's our finishing slide. I appreciate you sticking around and being here. If you want to show your support, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to listen to this on podcast, Spotify, Apple, everywhere you get your podcasts, we have a group coaching program session for less than $10 a month. If you want me to answer your questions, if you want me to help you, reach out to me and I'll get you access to a group coaching, a group mentor session for less than $10 a month. So that's exciting. That's happening. And I also do one-on-one mentorships, which are obviously a little bit more expensive because I help you implement and get from A to B within a 6-month roadmap. And then we have our free Accelerator Masterclass. If you want a copy of that, it's completely free. Reach out to me. It's an hour masterclass, which will help you understand a little bit more about running a disability organization and helping you get participants into your business. So thank you so much. Keep caring, keep supporting the NDIS in the way that you do, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.